locked in my decision to have a collision with my purpose. It is my assignment to be in alignment with my purpose. I'm locked in, going all out, no fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, I'm all yours. Locked in, going all out, no fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, your will, your will. Locked in my decision to have a collision with my purpose. It is my assignment to be in alignment with my purpose. Have a collision with purpose, 'cause you know that you're worth it, and your dream is worth capturing. If I'm not living on purpose, then none of it is worth it. My assignment is uplifting souls for the King, souls for the King, souls for the King.
Greetings, greetings, friends of the A Collision with Purpose movement. Welcome to Bridging Generations, Voices of Men in a Changing World. I am Dr. Laxter Stevenson. This groundbreaking podcast delves into the multifaceted experiences of men across different generations. In an era where societal norms and expectations rapidly evolve, this show offers young and older men a unique platform to voice their challenges, triumphs, and perspectives.
Each episode aims to foster understanding and bridge the gap between generations, exploring themes ranging from masculinity and mental health to career dynamics and personal relationships. By bringing together voices from varied age groups, the show sheds light on the commonalities and differences in the male experience, encouraging open dialogue and mutual learning. I am Dr. Garfield McCook, one of your hosts.
So whether it's a teenager grappling with the pressures of social media, or a senior reflecting on the changing definition of manhood, Bridging Generations is committed to uncovering the real stories of men navigating the complexities of a changing world. I'm another one of your co-hosts for tonight, Dr. Juan Marcel. Doc, what's going on?
What's going on? Let's give it to Augusta, because Augusta, we didn't hear anything from you.
Man,
but that's how it works sometimes.
Hey, I'm gonna do enough reading and question answering later on when I talk to my partner. So we good.
I believe it's because you're not a doctor. Why?
Man, listen, the only non-doctor on the set, man, for the second week in a row.
So you got to do something about that, right?
Man, I got to push. I got to get that paperwork.
All right. Yes, gentlemen, we're on to another Monday. Wow, this is awesome. We're here. We are here, another Monday. Dr. McCook, what's going on with you, man?
Well, here I almost didn't make it. I was on the road ripping and running. Cops almost pulled me over. If they pulled me over, I was going to tell them that, look, I'm on my way for a collision with a purpose. So let me go. But I made it. I'm glad to be here. Gentlemen, Dr. Juan and Augusta, great to see you guys as usual on the Monday evening.
Likewise.
Awesome. We appreciate it. Awesome. We're so happy that you didn't get a ticket or any of that stuff happened. But you're meant to be here. It is your purpose.
Destined, yes.
Dr. Juan, what's happening? I know you've been very busy. What's going on?
A lot is going on. Being an educator, we're back after this winter, well, not winter break, but this snow. So we were out a couple of days, so just readjusting to being back in the office. And just personally, I'm trying to join the ranks of everybody on here for the most part, being an author. So I'm working on a project currently. So I've been busy doing that, getting some business and some projects together, and that's about it.
You're writing that book, huh?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
What are we to expect?
let's go.
What do we have to look forward to?
It's this after meeting with a writing coach and publisher. I think the first book is going to be more of my memoirs. It's titled Unfathered. But so just talking about my background and growing up with an absentee father, and just learning what it meant to become more self-aware, and the impact and the factors that lead to just some challenges. So I would say ups and downs, just in a man becoming a man when he hasn't have the best example in front of.
Talk to us about time frame. When can we expect to read your book?
Well, my goal is to have it done within, I would say, the next 2 months. So hopefully by summer.
Wow. Amazing.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for that.
It's time. Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
I love it.
Augusta, what you got going on? You writing as well?
Oh man, listen, everything. Writing a couple of books right now. I'm finishing up my third book, The Divorced Dad, The Reset Remixed. Working on that. Hopefully have that out first quarter this year. I'm gonna make sure I secure all of my proper, I had a great conversation with a doctor who told me make sure that I put all of the business of it, all of the numbering and the trademarking and everything with it. I'm working on that along with a workbook, and right now setting up a lot of interviews, man. NFL season is coming to an end, and I had a dream, and I keep talking about networks, and God told me, man, you have a strong network, and you don't have to, it's authentic. So, I'm waiting for NFL season to wrap up soon. One of my interviewees, unfortunately, he's watching this right now on Instagram Live. I apologize, y'all didn't make the playoffs, but I still expect to see you this week. But yeah, man, just trying to set up some interviews, finish this book, continue to work on some other books, including some future networking and partnering with our guest on the show later on.
Wow. Thanks for that. Dr. McCook, the question is obvious. Are you writing?
Yeah, well, listen to these guys now. I gotta start writing. I was at a estate sale the other day and I saw a fountain pen. I don't know if these guys know what fountain pen is.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So I'm thinking about it. There's a whole lot when it comes down to writing. You have to, choose your topic. I have so many topics, but you got to start somewhere. Start at the beginning. So it's to come. It's to come. I'll be joining the ranks of you guys sooner than later.
Well, it's interesting. We're talking about writing. I uploaded my book, Daily Insights Unveiled. It is actually on Amazon now. I should be getting my proof copy tomorrow. And I tell you, it is something. And I'm very excited about that. And one, you will get the feeling and understand the feeling soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
It is amazing. It's amazing. And when it's about your life and your story, then it's even more impactful and powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're putting your story out there in print.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's one thing to come on here and talk about it. Now it's, you're putting it out there in print. It's a whole different dimension, different level. So good stuff. Now, we talked last week. We talked about our commitment. So let's run through that real quick. Augusta, let's go with you.
We're doing more service, more intentionality. Like I stated, book this quarter will be done. My third book will be done this quarter, being extremely intentional about that. More service work, going out with a couple of hundred people Wednesday morning to go and read at schools throughout Atlanta as part of the partnering with the National Museum for MLK. So yeah, just intentionality, work, starting what I finish.
Big stuff. Dr. McCook, how your situation with your commitment?
Well, it's a work in progress. I'm actually talking with some folks now, actually in Jamaica, who are going to be assisting in with this year's Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. So we are at that stage where on February 2nd, we do our launch. And that launch will explain to all the folks outside there who are going to be entering this year. Augusta and Juan, if you guys have any link to Jamaica, not you can't marry a date a Jamaican. You have to, there's got to be some heritage. So if your grandfather or somebody, then you can possibly enter. But getting ready, Dr. Lax, it's going to be our 5th year, and looking excited, talking with some sponsors, and we've been getting calls already for people who want to enter. And I said, put on the brakes a little. Come February 2nd, then you can start, sending in your entries. So looking forward to another good year. Dr. Lax, you've been there from day one of the foundation member. You're actually, I'm the president, you're the vice president, but I call both of us co-presidents of GIFs. And we worked well together, and looking forward to your partnership this year again.
Absolutely. I'm excited. We're going to be coming off the colloquium straight into GIFs, and I'm very excited about it. This is going to be the best year.
Yes,
easily.
sir.
Best year so far. And we have one who will be promoting it. We have Augusta. We're bringing in, even though they are not from Jamaica,
I'll send some Jamaicans.
And they will be pushing and promoting and bringing new people into the fold. Right?
Honorary.
Honorary. All right. So what's going on with your commitment?
Still doing what I'm passionate about is mentoring. I got a couple of things on the table. I did speak before last year about my mentoring company. So in the process of getting everything incorporated, I actually met with a close friend and network who started something similar to what I'm working on. And rather than dissolve it, we're looking to see what it looks like to get it transferred over to me and me take it over. I'm looking at making it like an institute or like a life center, basic life skills, mentoring and stuff like that. So working on that. That's a project I was speaking about earlier that I have sit on the table. And actually a couple of my mentees who run their own businesses have reached out to me recently and like, hey, we got a couple of ideas that we want to partner with you with. We need some guidance. Let's set up. So I got a couple of meetings this week and next week just to see what's on there, what they're thinking about. Just keeping it going.
Awesome. I'm excited about GIFs, Dr. McCook. Really excited. This is what 5th year, and I see big things happening. That auditorium is the last time we'll be using that auditorium for GIFs.
I agree. Speak it into being, Dr. Lax.
It's the last time. And what you're doing, mentoring. It's all about mentoring, right? That's what it's all about. None of us got to where we are on our own accord.
Absolutely.
Right. Someone somewhere stepped in and did their part. Augusta, what you're doing is just amazing, and just continue to do it. I am working with a concept, right? And we call it the truth. And that is where for this year, that is a word and thing that I'm trying to understand better, and bring it into my life and put it out there. Because I think that our alignment should be to one thing, and that is the truth. Often when we commit and we're loyal to individuals, we sort of get us into trouble, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we help each other, and we're more impactful when we focus on the truth. So that's something I've made a commitment to. Scholarships, again, is a big thing. Collision with Purpose, we just did one last week in Kenya. Actually, two scholarships, and we'll be doing that. I think it'll be 6 of them on February 22nd at our conference, the colloquium we call it. So scholarships, big thing, because it's all about the next generation, right? Of dreamers, of future leaders, and that's what we're focusing on. Gary, I want to bring something up on the screen, and I want you to talk about it. All right? I'm gonna bring it on the screen.
Oh, yes. So, a good friend and partner, one of the officers from GIFs, Sharon Thompson, started she premiered last Tuesday her new podcast, Speak Harmony. A great young lady, energetic, got a lot to offer, got a lot to share. Genuine, and as Dr. Lax said, truth. She's a truth-oriented person. So we're appealing to you guys outside there. Listen to Sharon tomorrow night between 7 and 8 on our Speak Harmony podcast. Tomorrow she has two great guests there, and we're looking forward to hear what they have to share with us. But last week, the premiere was very good, entertaining, and she did well. And we can expect her and her podcast to be one of the top ones for 2025.
Absolutely. And we're here again to promote Speak Harmony. Speak Harmony, Sharon, an awesome person, and she's doing an amazing job. And her co-host is one of our honoree at our event coming up in February, right? So let's give a big shout out to Sharon. Join her on YouTube. She'll also be on Facebook. So Speak Harmony. What about that title? Speak Harmony. That's what we need, right?
Yes.
That's what we need.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have a guest on tonight, gentlemen. So I don't believe we want to hang around much longer. So let's take a quick break and bring our guest on. So I think we should play some heavy stuff. What about Becoming Iron?
Yes.
A trail is written of hearts that strive. Through fire and flame, they find their way. Becoming iron where courage holds sway. Becoming iron, with hearts forged in fire. Tales of courage and conviction rising even higher. Displaying strength in the fiercest fight. Becoming iron, shining in the night. Faces the darkest night. The empowered man fights with all his might. The resilient man stands unwavering and strong. The inspired man knows where he belongs. Together they rise, conquering fears. Becoming iron through trials and fears. Becoming iron with hearts forged in fire. Tales of courage and conviction rising even higher. Displaying strength in the fiercest fight. Becoming iron, shining in the night. Becoming iron, shining in the night. The brave man faces the darkest night. The empowered man fights with all his might. The resilient man stands unwavering and strong. The inspired man knows where he belongs. Becoming iron knows where he belongs. Becoming iron, shining in the night. Becoming iron with hearts forged in fire. Tales of courage and conviction rising even higher. Displaying strength in the fiercest fight. Men becoming iron, shining in the night. The brave man faces the darkest night. The empowered man fights with all his might. The resilient man stands unwavering and strong. Shining in the night. And the tales unfold and the battles new. Convictions light sees them through. From abysses deep to the morning light. They becoming iron in the endless fight. Becoming iron with hearts forged in fire. Tales of courage and conviction rising even higher. Displaying strength in the fiercest fight. Men becoming iron, shining in the night. In the tales of old and the battles new. Convictions light sees them through. From abysses deep to the morning light. They become iron in the endless fight. They become iron in the endless fight. In the tales of old and the battles new. Convictions light sees them through.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Bridging Generation, Voices of Men in a Changing World. And before we go to our guest, Dr. McCook.
Yes, sir.
Augusta, Dr. Marcel, 4 categories of men. Which one do you identify with most, Augusta?
I will continue to say I am I am the all of the above man of iron because I am a different man in
One.
different instances.
Identify with one. Which one the most? Real quick.
Juan, go first.
Real
Juan.
quick.
Resilient man.
Resilient man. Dr. McCook.
I think last time I think one just told my stuff. Yes, I'm resilient. Yes, I'm resilient. I just think that what I do, proves that. I'm not. Somebody's going to stay in the background and everything. I'm just going to get up and do my thing and believe in me. And what you see is the truth. So
you take an ass in and get up tomorrow.
Yes.
And keep thinking. Okay. All right. Keep back. Augusto, back to you now. One.
Resiliency. Keep getting up. Keep getting up.
So what we have? All resilient?
yes.
You
I
have to be.
I identify with the brave one, so no matter how hot the fire is, I'm going to move forward, going through it. All right, so good stuff there. Let's welcome Miss Hilda Hibbert, Rosemary. We have our CFO on, Dr. Donna Thompson. We welcome you guys for joining us, and we appreciate you coming on and share. But they say sharing is caring, right? All right, so let's get why we're here tonight. Augusta, can you do us the honor? Bring them on.
So really excited to introduce this individual, Brother Steve Ceasar. First and foremost, he is a dedicated husband and father of two. And outside of those amazing traits, he is a man who for nearly 4 years has dedicated his work to creating a lane to speak on the importance of fathers, the importance of time with fathers, and really has served as an advocate for an author of a number of books. I found him on Instagram and have seen the work and the feedback and what he's doing for men and for fathers, telling a story and emphasizing how we serve a purpose when we talk of purpose. His intentionality, his ability to be deliberate in the work that he's doing is amazing. His latest work right now is called Fatherly Advice, Affirmations to Color and Live By. And his workbooks, his authoring, his penmanship is simply amazing. I'm glad to have that brother in the space. So we want to welcome Brother Steve Ceasar.
Let's bring him on with some flair now, guys.
Yeah.
Bring him on.
Let's go, man. Thank you. Wow. I really appreciate those kind words, Brother Foster. Thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's my first time doing a form of this nature. So, I'm just honored. I see all these people here, doctor. So you're not the only one, Augusta, excuse me. Not the only one.
Thank you. I got somebody else, non-doctors in the building for now.
Let's go. So definitely, man. I'm honored. I really do appreciate you guys for having me today.
Well, we're honored for having. So he found you on the internet?
Yeah. I have a page called Father Time Series. It's an Instagram page. I also have a Facebook page as well. And I just post, the things that I do in regards to fatherhood and, showing the importance of fatherhood. I have children's book that I started, which is a book series called Father Time Series. I just like to show that, a lot of fathers think you have to do such a grandiose thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me just take my kid to Disney World and, that's it. No, it's really about spending the time with your kids and you get to speak to them, learn what they're going through. And, this book is just showing a father spending time with their kids, whether it's taking them to the park, going to the library, having dinner, cooking dinner, and opening these conversations so your kid can see a safe space within you.
I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome. I love it. It's no coincidence that Dr. One, you started to talk about fatherhood earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no coincidence. When things are in alignment,
Right.
and who said alignment? Who talks about alignment? Augusta, is that your thing?
No, my thing is in intentionality.
And there's alignment there as well. When you're intentional, you're aligned, right? So, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Augusta did an amazing job introducing you, but through your lenses, your perspective, who's Steve?
Man, I mean, he did such a good job. I was almost in tears. Like I didn't even,
I tried.
just to hear that about me. I'm just, a regular guy, born and raised in Miami, Florida. My parents are from Haiti, and I had a dad in my life, man. And I heard a lot what Brother Juan was saying, and that stuff is important. And of course, you can at times supplement it with mentors or other people in your life who can take that role. My dad was a hardworking individual, man. He would go to work, he would eat dinner, and what I'm saying, he tried to spend he tried to spend time with his kids. Of course, he would do odd hours, man. So sometimes we'll be asleep, we'll be already at school, but just that glimpse that we catch of him is important. But yeah, man, I'm just, with this things going on, I'm just a chill guy, man. Just who, just likes to spend time with his kids, man. Actually, when Father Time came about, it's actually my wife who gave me the idea. I had a custody battle with my first child, and when I went into the court system, just how it's almost like we were non-existent. In a sense, when you're trying to fight custody of your kid, it's just, the father isn't nothing. And I just wanted to just spread that message that we are a pivotal point in our kids' lives.
Yeah.
Pivotal. We help mold and shape, have them hold that accountability, and just there to teach. And I think that's important. But that's who I am, man. I'm just, a regular guy who's just trying to spread that message, that fatherhood is important, and we should do whatever we can do to be a part of our kids' lives.
And yes, indeed, it is important, right? Let's do something different. Good. Let's live true to the name of our show, Bridging Generations, right? We are gonna go older, younger. So I started it off, right? So the youngest should come next.
Am I the youngest?
The youngest, you are a guest, so you're always on. I believe it's going to be between Juan or Augusta.
I think Juan got me. Juan got me by a couple months.
So, Juan, if it's you, please.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if not Juan, I'll go ahead.
I got some questions, so I'll jump in there. So, okay, Steve, I'll exit. So what was your own experience like as a father, and how has it influenced your work and your perspective?
Man, I think being a father is one of the greatest honors I've ever had. Just to be there, to watch this thing. I mean, not to be too graphic, but that came out of me, grow up and being able to be there for them. Watch them take their first steps, watch them learn how to talk, read, go through school, or, just to hear the word dad, or, dad, can I talk to you? Or, it's just an amazing feeling. It helped me to become a better man.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be where I'm at physically, mentally, spiritually without my kids. Awesome. I make decisions for my kids. You know what I'm saying? In mind of my kids. You go out there, and just an example, if somebody bumps you or does something crazy, you think twice. I'm trying to go. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to deal with you in that manner because I have a kid that I have to come home to. Yeah. So decisions that you make, no matter how hard it may get, you have that. So it molded me, not only me molding them, but them molding me to be the best man that I can be for them. So it makes me work harder. It makes me, like I said, make the best decisions that I can in regards to them. And, just being a person and able to raise them means the world to me.
That's awesome, man. That's beautiful.
It centered you, huh?
Man, in so much ways. I grew up in Miami, Florida. So, I was out there.
Dade County.
Dade 305 till I die, brother. So, I was out there, and, I had my first kid when I was 25. So, just making those decisions in regards to them really helped me. It made me go after, career choices. It made me just not want to be here. It makes you want to elevate because you're trying to create a life for them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? A life that doesn't have to involve struggle. Yeah, of course, you want them to have a little bit so they can build character, of course, but if you can make it as easy as possible for them, then why not?
Let me ask you this. You speak a lot about like either the time spent and how significant it is that the father making the time for the kids. Was there a pivotal moment in your life that made you realize the importance of this meaningful time between fathers and children and their children?
Man, Dr. Marcel, I really appreciate you asking that question. It's a really good question. So like I was speaking in regards to my father earlier, my dad, straight from Haiti. Like straight from Haiti. And, he worked his behind off just to put food on the table, and there'll be nights where, we don't see him because he's tired or he's sleeping. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this game. It's called Zelda. Anybody ever heard of Zelda? Okay. All right. So Zelda, I think it was the one about the mask, but long story short, I was playing the game and my dad just came home from work, and instead of him, eating dinner and going to his room to take a nap for the next shift, he sat next to me. And it was those games where you have to read everything. Like, one of those games you gotta just if you miss this step, you're not saving the princess, And he's like, son, go here, do this and do that. And it turned into, how was your day? What's going on in school? And man, that moment lasted so much. I remember when I had just enough money, I brought the chain with the emblem because that moment, it hit me so hard that, man, my dad actually sat down and talked to me. My dad actually cared that, what I'm going throughout the day, because kids go through a lot. And back then, I mean, I can only imagine now with social media and all that, but back then, we went through our own quarrels and qualms, and it's just for him to sit down and have that conversation and just to take an interest in what I liked and what I wanted to do.
Real.
Man, brother, that made me in a sense like, okay, if that can be a moment for me, I know for my kids, sometimes, man, I'll sit there and just watch Paw Patrol. I get so lost in the show more than, she does. Because it's like, you just want to find that balance. And my dad did that at that moment, and that resonated with me. That hit me hard, bro, for sure.
Intentional fatherhood.
Oh yeah.
Intentional fatherhood.
Oh yeah. Because it's like, man, you got a man, and I know he was tired because he, again, after me playing the game, and this is like, you got the Friday, so Saturday young guy school, so you playing a video game.
You up?
He's up with me, man. He's just boom, boom, boom. We beat it. And he was just so hyped for me. And it's like, whatever was going on through his mind, or, he took that moment to actually just be there for me. And as something as playing a video game and just taking an interest in what I wanted, really hit me for sure.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, even hearing you speak of your father in that way, and then the connection to the kids to transition to the book, even hearing you, we have a shared experience of custody.
Yes, sir.
All of these things, the custody, that memory of your father, where even now to this point of your life, it's still lasting. It's there. All of these things put together clearly added to you reading this book. But what else led to you specifically creating this series, along with all of those lasting images in your life?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like this is truth, just like you said. You know what I mean? It was my wife, bro. My wife turned to me one day, and we was having one of those pillow talk conversations, and she was like, "You know what, babe? You should write a children's book." And I was like, I don't know anything about writing a children's book. I just know my story. You know what I mean? She was like, "No, I'm telling you, you have a message. You went through a lot in that situation. You was without your child for a significant amount of time, and you fought for that. And your main thing was time. You need to spend time with your kid. You have to fight for your kid." And I just put it into words, man. And it's something as simple, I'm telling you, as going to a bookstore and just learning what books they like, what genre, like you even know what genre of books your kid is interested in. Is it horror? Is it fantasy, fiction, nonfiction? You know what I'm saying? What type of stuff they're into, because you want to create that safe space, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. So it wasn't, you know, I can't even take the credit for it. I have to give it to her. She turned to me and I just, you know, ran with it. I found the network that that can help me put the book together in regards of getting it published, in regards of the illustration, things of that nature. And I just put a pen to paper and just say, you know what? Let me show a father simple spending time with their kids. Simple.
Which I think it's awesome. Like, I think it's awesome that, like, at the crux of this idea of father time and all of this, that it really was the support of a really amazing woman in your corner to be like, not just to say it, but I don't even know your wife, but the fact that she said it knowing that I could speak this into him and he'll carry it and go do something with it. Man, that's amazing, brother.
Man, it's important because, you know, a lot of people nowadays, you know, they get married. They just want the wedding, brother. They want the $20,000 bill and the big party. But partnership, man, partnership.
Fact.
That's where it's at, you know. And you know, I have a partner who speaks to the king in me. I have a partner who balances me, evens me out, equally yoked, you know. And she saw that, and she saw that vision, and knew that I could execute it. And that's where we are today.
I love it, man.
Augusta, you following this guy on Instagram?
Listen, you were backstage, but I said this at the beginning. I had a dream, and God told me, He said, "You don't need." He said, "You have an amazing network. This is my network, man. This is. I'm blessed to find people who have something in them. Like I said, I saw the work that he did, and I said, this brother has legitimately carved out a lane to a lot of people who don't have a voice that's serving them. So it's I saw the work and said, man, this brother's really proof of concept. He's really doing it. It's not talk. He's really doing it.
Concept is exactly what it is. And Dr. McCook, there's some good things on the internet, I guess, huh?
Yeah. You this is a perfect example of the talk about the parental guidance and all that stuff. But you sort of that was not applicable to you, but you did your research, and it's always good. Something must have jumped out at you because there's so much out there.
Oh yeah.
For you to have zeroed in on this young man here, and here we are today having a good experience. I mean, when I hear him talk, and it talks about father time, I always say my dad died when I was 13, and I would grow up and see all the other kids going to soccer and all that stuff, and their dad there and everything, and I didn't have that, so I lost that. But then I had a great mother who fathered me, and as a result of that, she instilled in me the fatherly things that I have used today to father my two adult sons. So it's a good thing, and we're not too old. Maybe your book was written for fathers with younger kids, but we as older fathers also can use this. It's not too late. Once you're a parent, you're always a parent. So
talk about it.
The kids might not want to hear what you're saying, but we can still learn. I don't think I'm ever too old to learn. So kudos to you. Now there's your latest book, one of the latest book you have. Is it Fatherly Advice? Is that the one you have, sir?
So and I'm happy you said that about never being able to learn anything. I also have a Father Time series, learning and activities book. So and of course the Fatherly Advice affirmation coloring book, affirmations to color and live by. So those are two more like activity books. I've noticed when we would do like the pop-up shop, I wanted something to resonate with the older kids as well. That's why I have that coloring book. And that one is one of my pride and joys because I made it so intricate. So where it's saying, I'm proud of you, right? and the kid is coloring, he's coloring, but the coloring is so intricate. They're on this page for a long time, but they keep saying, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you." You see what I'm saying? So those affirmations could stick with them while they're coloring, and it goes on like you're special. You're gonna do great things in life. You know, just building that confidence in them while they're doing something as simply as coloring. I also have our activity books. That's more for like fathers working with their kids in regards of doing ABCs, letter tracing, learning your name, math, things of that nature. But it's more geared towards the father and their child.
Got you, got you. So that's where that's what inspired you to merge both affirmations and with coloring.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's it's pretty cool. Just and it's over 40 affirmations.
Oh wow.
And I think that's pretty cool that they can just sit there and just
Intertwined.
read it and understand that they're special in this world, or that their father is proud of them, or that they're going to do great things just by scribbling.
Interesting. So in terms of feedback now, you do all this stuff, and at times if you do something and you don't get a feedback, you don't know basically the quality, you don't know what, the reaction. No, you've had dads, I'm sure, that have reached out to you. And what sort of feedback you've received from dads and children who have used your books?
Man, it's crazy. I don't really do it for the feedback in regards to it, but of course, I hear great things with the message. And what's beautiful about it, to be honest with you, is that even though there's Black characters on the page, it resonates with everybody. Right. And when I have these pop-up shops, you'll see white, Black, brown, Hispanic, Chinese, and the message is clear across the board. Fatherhood is important. Being a father is important. Being a part of your kid's life is important. So they'll purchase the books, they'll purchase the affirmations, and man, we really needed to hear this message. Oh man, I don't really see a lot of this around, because you guys know how it is. Mother's Day is everywhere. It's everywhere. You
can't get in the restaurant.
You'll be lucky if you get 2 socks, brother. You know what I'm saying? And oh man, just you're really building this thing for us. And I said, man, it's for all of us. We all need to understand that you being a part of your kids' lives help mold and shape them in a way that you can be proud of, But yeah, most of your feedback, of course, is good. I mean, just to hear and share that message and people resonate with it, that's everything for me.
Yep. All right. Well, congrats, and keep on doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Just being on a platform like this and getting the word out. Again, I'm honored. Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is and somewhat to answer Dr. G's question. This is the feedback. Like this is the feedback. You're on here with a panel of fathers and grandfathers who hear you. Like I said, man, being able to carve out that lane and do this work. Like this is the feedback, the recognition, the thanks, the praise, because it's due, man. Again, can't tell you enough. You're doing amazing work.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, man. Just even doing the whole read along with the kids. You guys ever heard of Dear Fathers? I think it's like an Instagram. They hold forums like this. I donated books to them to pass out for swag bags. It's just I just want the imagery, for people to see, okay, this father is spending time with their kids. You know what I mean? So, to see the kids read along with the book, knowing the characters, it's amazing. Knowing who Star is, knowing who Ace is, knowing who Juju is. These kids can see themselves in these characters, and I think it's a beautiful thing. That's the feedback that I appreciate, to see their faces, and it's just amazing.
I want to share this real quick. What you're doing, I would say, is monumental, and the reason I say that is because for those who may not have a father, in their house, right, having this book in front of them makes it more achievable, real.
Right.
Real short. I remember being in high school. A good friend of mine, one of our star football players, his dad was actually a former NFL player. And his dad used to come up to the school all the time and bring him lunch, And I used to sit back like, man, that's for show. Like that ain't that interesting, And I just couldn't fathom. I couldn't wrap my mind around, until we became really close friends. And his dad would come up there and bring us all lunch. He had the money and come and he would sit at the table. And but what my challenge was actually thinking, like, how could he be this interested in his son?
Right.
Like,
Right.
You put this on for show. You used to be in front of the cameras. Now you wouldn't, and that's where my mind was until we became close friends and being at their house and stuff like that. And I realized, like, yo, this is a real thing.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
I remember
that's what the book does.
I remember my daughter actually just had a dad with donuts. Oh man, brother. Oh, man.
All right.
Going into her school. That's my dad. Hey guys, be my dad. This is my dad.
All the tears. All the tears.
Just
All the tears.
like she's pulling me, bro. And I'm a big dude, bro. I'm 6'1", 300 some pounds. You know what I mean? And grabbing me, Dad, this is my teacher, Dad. And you know what I've noticed as well? They treat you different. Teachers, coaches, when they see an active father in their kids' lives, they'll think twice as well. Seriously. And just being proud of who her dad is. Again, I'm just a regular guy. Regular. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a claim adjuster. My sister owns an amazing restaurant here in Tampa, Florida. Shameless plug. It's called Mangoes. If you guys are ever in Tampa, Florida, try it out. I do that on the weekends. So I help her out on the weekends. I have a claim adjuster job that I'm proud of. I do Monday through Friday, and I still can find time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I do this. I do pop-up shops. I bring my kids with me. We have weekly we call them weekly adventures where we'll whatever the kids want to do. You want to go to Jump Zone, you want to go the circus in town, whatever, so they can feel included in that aspect of the decision making. What they want to do, you know what I mean? Just to make them feel a little like, oh well, let's go do this. So yeah, man. But to the original conversation, man, just going to these events with your kids and your kids are proud of who you are and showing you off. Something as simple as donuts. Dad with donuts. Father-daughter dances.
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful, man.
Awesome. Gentlemen, let me acknowledge some of our folks watching us. Angela Mitchell, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Lisa Richmond, thanks for joining us. And Donna Thompson, our CFO, said meaningful moments spent together with our children is so important. We have Mrs. Hilbert Hibbert saying fatherhood is a gift. Each gift is handled with one's own personal care. That is why mentorship as this presents is worthy. All right, so on that account, and Kiana just jumped in there and she said, great discussion, and it is indeed a great discussion. Gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back on. I am going to take it to Jamaica. How about that?
Top Star.
Let's go. Blessings from Jamaica. This is Sheila Top Star. Tonight I will be performing one of my latest single entitled Far. Yeah. Now, this song is a reflection of my life. However, I believe that this song can also be a reflection of your life. Enjoy. Where me I come from, I me know where me I go. Where me I come from, I me know where me I go. Me see the aim, me a navigate to success. Working smart, no rest. Me a see the progress. Want to achieve, so me give it my best. Me a do my thing now, watch no one else. Some of them a stay up thought they were my friends. Smile with me, but I meet them against them. Want to set up my life and my journey end. You know me, I am far Born as a winner, me no know about failure. Have to make it big, have to make it major. Stacking up the currency paper. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Now last me way now, cause me know where me I go. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Me know me I go, cause me know me I come from. Where me I come from, dark like dungeon. Some say me not go nowhere, that's my assumption. But mine I kill them, so them brain function. Far me I come from, and I turn back. Overcome me struggles, me no want it come back. Judas them a fight me, Mortal Kombat. Them full up of jealousy and judge, I no love that. Me know me a aim for top star, God never fear no danger. Have to make it big, have to make it major. Stacking up the currency paper. Far me I come from, and me know where me I go. Far me I come from, and me know where me I go. Now last me way now, cause me know where me I go. Far me I come from, and me know where me I go. Learn a lot along the way. Sorry if you mark a dog, them bite anyways. Me know the pain me get betrayed. Me conquer emotion, use a spit and pave the way. Calm me mind and relax. Me nah go worry, ja a guide nah fear. Them set the goods, we set the bait and the traps. Trying to get me in a trouble with the cops still. Me know me I am far. Born as a winner, me don't know about failure. Have to make it big, have to make it major. Stacking up your currency paper. Far me I come from. Me know where me I go, and I tell it to me not last me way now. Cause me know where me I go. Far me I come from, and me know where me I go.
All right. Far may I come from, and me know where me I come from. All right. So welcome back to Bridging Generations, Voices of Men in a Changing World. Our guest tonight is Mr. Steve Ceasar, author, doing great stuff, not just in Miami, but all over the place. I'm going to play a video, and the next series of questions is going to come from the old man himself, Mr. McCook. We're going to give him a chance to get in there. We're going to go with age. We talk about bridging generations, all right?
You're
We're
funny.
going to do the age thing. Well, let me play another video, show some of Steve's work, all right? Let's do that.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna start with our first series of Father Time series, okay? All right. Today I've made plans, their father says, so we'll grab our coats and put hats on our heads. What are we doing? Ace asked with a grin. Well, first we got to see our cousin. After breakfast, they got dressed and in the car to Juju's house. It isn't that far. They don't stay long, just enough to grab Juju and go off to where the kids don't know. Where do you think the kids are going? Any ideas? Well, good job, good job. They went to Juju's house, they grabbed Juju. Where they're going now? Does anybody know? Any ideas? No? Okay, well, let's see. Let's find out.
Right. Right.
Real
all about?
work, man.
What is that all about?
Yeah, it's interesting when I hear I think that there's an evolution, guys, of the different, I would say, characters that children have as they grow. A lot of these names, it's foreign to me. It's first time hearing them because my parenting for kids was years ago. Sometimes parents come to me and they're talking about the different little kids, what they're going to buy for their thing or what's on TV now and everything. And I'm saying, huh? Because the names change over period. I hear some names there and I don't know it, but at least the kid was listening, because then you ask a question. So it wasn't one of those. I thought I was going to see a video with these restless kids, because their attention span is so they don't have that great attention span. But I guess you got them to listen, and they were able to ask a question, so they were listening. So kudos to you.
Appreciate
Now, in your view, what are the most significant barriers preventing fathers from spending meaningful time with their kids? I know you told us how you work. I think it's a claims adjuster. Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah. And then on the weekend, you helped your sister out and everything. So, what are the most significant barriers, since you can do all this, that are preventing fathers from spending that meaningful time with their kids? And how can society address them?
It's a mindset, plain and simple. Mindset. If you want to, you will.
Thanks.
As simple as that. At the end of the day, we all have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours. And of course, you take account for when your kid is asleep, when your kid goes to school. You set things up, you plan accordingly to be there for your child. As simple as that. We can use time as an excuse. We can use, I can be, completely blunt with you. You can use, the mother won't let me see my kid, things of that nature. At the end of the day, you can have 30 barriers, hurdles, obstacles, blockage. On the 31st, there's still a kid at the end of it who still needs you to be there for them. Right. So me personally, I think it's a mindset thing. Nobody's going to stop me, or nothing is going to stop me for being there for mine. Okay. From being there for mine, excuse me.
I love it.
Got you. And just as a follow-up or another question, which may be aligned with it, fathers have changed over the years. In the past, they would say mothers should do certain things with their kids. But as we evolve and we grow and times change, you find fathers doing a whole lot more. I can give an example. I mean, when my kids were younger, and they would get a little stuffy, with the nose and all that stuff. And they had these little things that you would use to clear it so that they can breathe. And to me, that wasn't working. I saw my wife one day doing something. I said, "You step aside. Let me take care of this business." And guess what? I took care of business. And she said, "No, you can't do that." But I did. I took care of business because the child was suffocating. Things have changed. People have evolved. I mean, how do you think that the narrative around fatherhood has changed over the years, and what work still needs to be done?
You know what? A lot of things when it ties in as well was like as mental health. Back then, like I was saying with my dad, I didn't know what he was going through. I just know that he worked, put food on the table, went to sleep, and worked again. I think a lot of the conversation with mental health now and fathers really, diving into that, it breeds more to give that open space to be there more for your kids. Because truthfully, if you're not right with yourself, you can't be right for nobody else. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to therapy, but in regards of what you were saying, like how you said you did the thing for your child. My parents have Haitian descent, so I know a lot of those little remedies and stuff like that too. But also like being more of an active role. So an example, you guys talk a lot about mentorship as well, which I think it's really cool. I have a nephew who's in the story as well. His name is Juju. I've watched him grow. When I got with my wife, he was 4 years old. He's 13 now. Mm-hmm. And he was struggling with math. And, nothing was really working. I said, you know what? Let's bake. So something as simple as like baking cookies and looking at the fractions of, half a cup, an eighth, a quarter, things like that. made him really, dive into math. So there's alternate ways of learning things. I just think fathers just need to, find different ways or different approaches to, try to resonate with their kids. Also, the more you spend with them, the more you become a safe space for them, they'll let you know. You know what I mean? And I get it with like teenagers and they're growing up, but man, when my son is 13 and my nephew is 13, he was born in December, the other one was born in January. Literally, I got him a haircut, fresh. We sat in the car and I said, listen, you're going to be 13 now. What questions do you have in regards of going to this next stage of your life? Because now you're a teenager. Mm-hmm. And the questions they were asking blew my mind. I wouldn't even think a kid, I was think he would still be talking about animes and stuff like that. No, he was like, uncle, now that I'm 13, how will people look at me? Mm-hmm. I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what would I experience within my body at 13? So it's just like, and that's literally just coming from getting a haircut, feeling himself more confident, spending that time at the barbershop. You know what it is, spending time at the barbershop?
Yeah.
And just parking the car. I said, it's just me and you guys. What questions do you have? So just finding those ways and those opportunities to have those conversations. And I guarantee you'll find those alternate ways to, speak to your kids or, trying to find the answers you're looking for. I hope that answered the question. I don't know.
No, that answered it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. Perfectly.
I tried to answer the, when he was asking me before.
So, Steve, we understand and we get it that, especially from your perspective and, you with all the experiences and you so involved, your involvement, that there cannot be anything that deter you from your role as a dad, as a father. Nothing, absolutely. However, the facts are there are gaps out there. There are individuals out there who cannot speak as you do. Now, those individuals who are struggling and having difficulties to connect with their children, and it could be for a number of reasons why they can't connect, right? So many factors are out there, because that's the reality. That's the reality. Now, I want you to dig a little bit deeper and give me some concrete suggestions. What can they do, these individuals who are truly struggling? Because they are out there struggling. There's enough single mothers out there, probably more single mothers than we need, right? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about that. Share with us what you believe because we want you to leave something with us tonight that is concrete, that is practical, that will make a difference for those specific individuals that we're talking about.
You said a lot in regards of the single mothers, and as of course, we appreciate everything the mothers do for their kids. But if there's a father out there who's dealing with that, fight. There's a whole bunch of resources that you can do to go, sign paperwork at the court system to fight for some sort of custody to be there for your kid. No matter what obstacle you're going to, you have to do the research and the want to do so. So many times we hear stories, just like Dr. Marcel was saying, for whatever reason, his father was absentee. He needed his father, irregardless of the situation. He needed his father, and those individuals need to fight for their kids. And that time, in regards of your other question, I say this a lot in regards to time. You have to create a safe space for your kids. If you're sitting there yelling, arguing, belittling them, they're not going to want to talk to you. Right. They're not going to want to hear anything you have to say. They're just going to look at you as the person that created them, instead of the person that's a voice of reason for them, So in regards of concrete, I can only speak on my own personal experience, and what's worked for me is having those outings with my boys or with my daughter, and setting the tone of the conversation for them. I always tell my son, because I dealt with a co-parenting situation for my oldest child, and in regards of that co-parenting situation, in regards of being concrete, when my son was states away, when it was parent-teacher conference, it was a FaceTime. The teacher knew who I was.
Talk about it.
FaceTime. You see what I'm
Talk
saying?
about it.
Even though if you can't physically be there for your kids, time is time. You know, um,
Talk about it.
my child alone knows who his father was. Even if I wasn't in it, I would only see my kid at that time. He's here now with us, and he lives he lives in our city now. But before, he knew who I was. He knew Daddy. Now, even though he's in the same city as I am, when it's homework time, he's on the phone with me, Monday through Friday. All right, let's knock out this this section. Let's knock out this. Let's do that. Mind you, I still work a 9 to 5. I still work on the weekends, but you find that time. And that what I mean by that concrete evidence is that he knows that he can still come to me. He knows that I'm here to answer any questions he has in regards of him growing into the next chapter of his life. He comes to me about girls. He comes to me about his friends. Hey, my friend said this to me. What do you think about this, Dad? Hey, Dad, I saw this on TV. What is the meaning of that? You know, and again, this is a co-parenting situation. So, it's just wanting to be able to find that time, wanting to find those resources to fight for your kid. Again, even if it's the 31st step to do so, on the 32nd, you still have a kid at the end of that. So,
Is there a different approach with bonding with daughters?
Yeah.
Man, if you see my pockets right now, brother, it's like
Juan.
Man, I'm telling you, know what? Daughters, they teach you. Daughters teach you a whole another level of sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that I'm teaching my boy to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, there's things that he's gonna experience, especially a black man. There's things he's gonna be experienced that he has to be prepared for. When you walk out those doors, he needs to be prepared for what the world is gonna throw at him. For my daughters, I try to show her. I mean, again, she's only 4, at this point. But when she gets to a certain age, I want to show her what to look for. And then, in regards of my marriage, she can see those things. She see a man who loves her mom, a man who treats her mom a certain way. So when she grows older, there's certain things she's not going to tolerate because my dad wasn't out here doing that. My dad took care of my mom. My dad loved my mom. My dad and my mom, they worked out their problem. My dad and my mom, whatever situation that they had, they worked it out. They figured it out, whether it be financial, their relation, whatever the case may be. They were a unit, Right. And when she goes out there and goes into the dating world, which I hope is in 50 years, she can look at those aspects and take that with her as well when she goes out there. But sensitivity, just the embrace of your daughter, it hits different, man. Because your daughter gonna take care of you. Your son probably be quick to take you to a nursing home, but your daughter, she gonna make sure you all right, man. So, I'm blessed to have both a daughter and a son. And even though their ages apart, my son is 13, my daughter is 4, it's definitely a different level of patience as well with them. Because you're always scared to yell at your daughter because they'll start crying instantly or saying certain things because they take it to heart, And just before I came in here, I went into the room. She said, "Daddy, wait. I love you." Man, having a rough day, brother. Oh, my God. Having a rough day. The world beating you down. Nothing's going right. And just an embrace.
Changes it.
Yeah. They're growing you. All right. So, gentlemen, let's do one round of one question each. Who's going to go first?
So I'll lead with this and I'll throw one in. So I love specifically as somebody who speaks to somebody who currently co-parents. I've been saying this for years. I tell people my favorite thing is fatherhood, regardless. To push through despite the situation. Don't let anybody stop you. So I would ask the question in the midst of the co-parenting and the struggles and the custody and having all of that. In now knowing that you could even speak to the father who, the distance dad who may be divorced or the baby daddy, whatever the situation is, overall with what you're doing, the advocacy, the authoring, the work, what are your hopes and aspirations and the outcome you really want to see with everything that you're doing right now?
I just want to see, dads really be a pivotal point or fight to be a pivotal point in their kids' life. No matter the distance where they may be, they could be right next to you, they could be miles apart. You know, find that way. Find that way to be a part of your kids' life, even if it's, you know, see, me and the mother of my child, you would never have known that we went through custody and all that, because at some point you have to put the child first. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's easier said than done, but you have to work for that, you know? Dealing the whole thing, I built a lot of boundaries in regards to that. We don't communicate if it's not in regards to our son. You see what I'm saying? I don't contact her at a certain time, not only because, of course, I'm married, but if it's not about my son, we don't have to, you know, things of that nature. So you have to be careful and be mindful, because sometimes there may be feelings there, and when you intertwine that and still trying to build with your kid, you're gonna make an enemy out of the situation. So you want to have clear boundaries all across the board. Your mission is to be a part of your kid's life. How can I do so? What do I need for this to work out in regards to spend more time with my child? And you know, and I employ fathers to, you know, try to go for custody as well. Something as simple as paper saying I get my child at this time, that time, or whatever the case may be, you know, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And it's something that you can take, hey, I'm supposed to have this time, and for whatever reason, it's not being enforced. How can we go about getting that enforced? Yeah. Or, you know, I'm praying that your situation isn't as crazy as that. Be there for your kids. Spend that time with your kids. I'm telling you, it means the world of difference. Everyone here, if they had a father in their lives to remember a moment, they can remember that moment that impacted their lives when it came to their father. So if it's important and it hits you like that, imagine them.
Yeah.
True story.
Right. Appreciate that. Who's next?
You know, listen to your Dr. Is it Augusta or someone else who spoke about custody? Who was it? Is it Dr. One or is it Augusta?
The three. There's three of us in here who didn't deal
Wow.
with custody within more recent years than some other
Wow.
folks.
Wow. I always, I've heard about, you know, situations where there are custody battles, and then you have one parent pitting the other against the other parent. And I've never experienced it, but it just seems like a painful scenario for someone to go through. And when the child is in the middle and used as a pawn, it even gets worse, because a lot of time it's affecting the children. So all three of you, I mean, you know, I pray that if it's still going on, it will be resolved in an amicable way, and just keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. You know, it's a painful thing. Although I'm feeling the pain, although I'm not in it. Mr. Steve, we thank you. We thank you. You really brought a lot home to us tonight, so we can open our eyes, and there are a whole lot of folks listening. So I can guarantee you, your message tonight is going to be spread around the world. There are people listening in Kenya, all over the world. So congrats to you. And I think in French they say what? Merci? Is it merci?
Merci.
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 Yeah, merci. Merci, Steve.
Dr. Gary, you want to ask him a question?
Yeah, a question now. So are you planning? I mean, you've done one or two books, you said. Do you see this thing as a do you ever feel like you're gonna give up? I mean, once the kids get older, or that's just something that is too early right now? I mean, the drive is there, everything is there. I think at times people they move on. You may not do children's book, but you may do something. But are you still going to be there for kids, or tell me what your plans are going forward?
Man, definitely. You know, first and foremost, God directs the steps. You know what I'm saying? So wherever he wants to take this, it will go. And I just am here as a vessel to spread this message. In regards of, the fatherhood portion of it, I'm gonna always be here for my kids. As long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna be here for mine. And I mentor as well. So for my mentees, I'm gonna be here for you as well. So that never stops, no matter what. As long as I have breath in this body, I'm gonna be there. My dad is still here for me now. It's crazy. I just left Miami. I just seen my dad literally a couple of days ago, and spent time with them, spent time with the family. I helped my wife's dad move to Tampa. That's what we were down there for. So I spent time with my dad and helped my father-in-law move up here as well. That doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as far as God will take me, and as far as He will guide me, in this journey, because this journey, even though I've been doing this for some years, it's still new for me. This is the first time I've ever been recognized or in this forum. How did I connect with, Mr. Foster? That's God, man. I don't know him from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he found me just off a post and put me in front of all these wonderful, educated Black men with doctors in front of them and all that, who's done so much. I was even praying for, I said, God, I need like a mentor. I mentor so much. Who can pour into me? You know what I'm saying? And look where I'm at. It's only God. So
you're where you belong.
I'm telling you. I mean, I was nervous as all get out, brothers. I'm not gonna hold you. And I hope my words convey as respectfully as it possibly can. I mean no harm. I'm just, a vessel, bro. And I truly stand on this message in regards of fatherhood is truly important. We can mold and shape our kids into a wonderful way. We got our children to be the best human beings they could possibly be. And we just play a part,
Dr. Marcel, ask a final question, and we'll go around in a closing argument.
Well, I'll ask this. What is one piece of advice or affirmation that you'd like to leave with our listeners?
I say this all the time, and I appreciate you asking that. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough to be there for that kid. You are enough to help in any aspect of the word in regards of raising that kid, no matter where you're at in life. No matter where you at in life, brother, you are enough. You are enough. So whatever that looks like to you, if you can hear in the sound of my voice, whoever's dealing with, man, that kid don't want nothing from me, man. I can't really do nothing for this kid, man. You are enough, brother. You are enough. Take that.
You said it real loud, right?
Oh man, man, listen. You are enough. There's what I've experienced in regards of fighting for my child and how they talk and act, and you're just a number on a docket. Yeah. No, my name is Steve Ceasar.
Yep.
And I father 2 beautiful kids. I mentor young men, young women. I'm enough to do so.
Yeah.
I am enough. I am enough.
Good.
Powerful. Now, I think it's important. I want to read a couple of things from daughters, right? And here's Dr. Donna Thompson. She said, this is a very important conversation. We need more dialogue around this topic. Absolutely. And a father is the first man a girl, young lady, woman will love. It is an extremely important relationship. So that is the impact you're having here, Steve. That's the impact you're having. We want you to know that. Now, Steve, before we close out, because we're drawing down on time, here's an opportunity for you to give a closing argument. And if there's anything that you didn't get a chance to say, this is your opportunity to say it in your closing argument.
To all the fathers across the world, you're definitely in my prayers. Father Time series is important to me. If you guys want to check it out, it's on fathertimeseries.com. My Instagram is Father Time Series. Exactly. No weird spelling, nothing of that nature. If you want to reach out, if you have stories, if I can help in any way, please reach out. You know, just again, you are enough, and you guys are forever in my prayers. Be there. Time is important. It's the only resource we can't get back. So spend it
Mm,
wisely.
absolutely. And I did post your website, fathertimeseries.com, in the chat, so it's there. If you're watching live or on the replay, it's there for you to check it out. Very important. Get with it. All right. So Augusta, closing argument.
Oh, and listen, not a whole lot. Greatly appreciate Brother Steve for coming in here. I'll say what I'll always say, and I'm glad he was here because it speaks to a portion, I think, of dads that sometimes get forgotten. If you're long distance, if you're divorced, baby daddy, of course, like I said, second book is coming, Divorce Dad Reset Remix, not a shameless plug. You know what it is. Um, if you are out there, do not let distance, do not let people, do not let court systems. I'm speaking directly into the camera for those of you who have been labeled as non-custodial parents, those of you who have been attached with a case number. You are not alone. You are more than enough. And like I always say, man, fatherhood regardless. That's all. I got nothing else for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing else for you.
Thank you, Augusta. Enough. You are enough. Dr. McCook?
Yeah, again, Steve, thanks for joining us. You've really shed a lot of light tonight. Um, I just want to, you mentioned about fathers being finding a time to spend with your kids. Very, very important. We can do so much, and it's normally not maybe not enough, but we just do whatever we can to father both the daughters and sons, and just the examples that you're setting, and for many people who are listening tonight, I think it will rub off. If even a few of them benefited tonight, you've done your job. You've done your job. I am glad I am a father, and I always say to my son, you're the one who I can call myself dad, and that's just such a great feeling. You have checklists in your life that you want to do X, Y, and Z. One of the things I wanted to do is to get married, to have a career, to have a great family, and I mean, I've checked them off. So glad that we have five fathers on here who are setting the pace, and I'm hoping others outside would have benefited and just take a leaf or just listen to one little thing that was said tonight, and you should be able to make a difference in your child's life. Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you, Dr. McCook. Well said. Now, Steve, I'm going to go next, and then you can close us out with yours. All right? Because you're the closer, right? No one can close like you. Just as Dr. McCook can give an intro and Augusta can just blow in intro. Dr. One is our closer. He's just an expert and just powerful man doing that. Steve,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to add other than to say thank you. Your insights, just awesome, powerful stuff. Not just for anyone listening outside of this platform, but for all of us here as well. What you shared with us tonight is it's impactful for us here, and I know it will be even more impactful outside. And we talk about what this program is about. It's about bridging generation, voices of men, and that's exactly what you did tonight. You're bridging generation between your son, your daughter, and you. And that's what this program is about. So you talk about alignment and a perfect fit. Where Augusta picked you up off the internet, it was an amazing pickup off the internet.
Thank you.
And it speaks to the importance of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's just amazing things that you can, so it's all about how you use it, right? And with that said, let me say again, thank you.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming on, and we hope to have you back on.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
We hope to have you back on. Now, for the general audience out there, You know, I said earlier that for me, it's about the truth. So as we draw down on our discussion tonight, I want us all to reflect on the enduring importance of truth in our lives, because that's exactly what you're talking about, Steve. Nothing but the truth, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, and truth is the cornerstone of trust. And how important is trust when you're talking about fatherhood? Critical, right?
Yeah.
Trust is so important, right? It is the foundation upon which that relationship that you're talking about is built. You know, because the moment there's no trust in parenting, in fatherhood, then what do you have, right? What do you have? So I just want us to pay attention to the truth about developing relationships with our children and extend it beyond our children, with our neighbors and with everyone. Because when we are stronger as a community, we're more prepared to be better fathers. You know, when we can reach out to our neighbor and get some advice or share our challenges with them, we're more impactful, we're better, we become better parents, right? So I just want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. Do it without, whether it's a bad day, not a good day. You said one thing that was very important to me of all the things that you said, and you said that it's a mindset. More than anything else, it is a mindset. So you know, no matter what else is happening in your life, you still have a responsibility that's embedded in your mindset. That you're going to wake up tomorrow no matter what is going on, no matter how many jobs you have. You're going to wake up tomorrow because you know you have that one responsibility and you have to show up for it. So I commend you for standing tall, for doing what you're supposed to do, and just keep doing it. Dr. One, our closer, make it happen.
Look, you know, much adoration and appreciation to our distinguished guests, Steve, Ceasar. We appreciate you, the work you're doing. Blessings, blessings, blessings on top of blessings, you know. Guys, we thank you for tuning in tonight, same time every week, Monday nights, Eastern Standard Time, 7:30. I leave you with this. Hey, we've learned and what was reiterated tonight that regardless of the situation, whatever's going on, dads matter, and we have to figure out how to parent through it. I'll leave you with this quote from the great abolitionist and social reformer, Frederick Douglass. He says this: "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Let that sizzle. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a good evening.
Peace, y'all.
I'm a boy kid, I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid, I'm a boy kid. I wake up in the morning and I praise the Lord. I thank Him for His protection, and I walk in His steps, declaring that today's provision is set up for me. I love God and I love my friends. I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid.